Join my cause. I love to speak, as many of you know, and my new job, one of the reasons I wanted to get it is so that I would have more opportunities to speak to broader audiences. And I have that now. I have a lot of topics within my job that I can go to hospitals, wellness professionals, benefits professionals, HR departments, lots of different groups, and tell them about smart trips, tell them about ways they can improve their employee experience at their companies. But because I love to speak so much, and because my love of speaking comes from a message that I feel that I have, I want to go broader. I'm always looking for ways to go a little bit broader. And to me, that in a way means I need to distill down the message to this core message that can be applied to almost any situation. And so when I was thinking about that and asking myself, well, what can I do that is a rare skill? Something rare and valuable that I can communicate, and it might be useful in a speech at that core level. And it's appropriate that as I'm speaking off the cuff today, I'm coming up on speech number 9, which is persuade with power. Sue just helped me find this in the manual. And that's good because what I want to talk about, the thing I think I'm good at, is persuasion. And so I thought I'd come up with a speech called Join My Cause. And I decided to do that because I'm involved in a lot of charity, volunteer type organizations. And the part of that work that I've always found to be easiest for me is getting other people to jump in, join in, and take part and support it. So I wanted to share that knowledge with you, and I would love to hear your feedback after this, because as I mentioned, this is an idea I've had that I would like to turn into a long form speech. So let me know what parts you like and what parts you don't like. But 3 pointers here that really encapsulate all of this. Number 1, I'm going to call make the cookies. It's this great podcast between a real estate guru that was in the carpet cleaning business, and they both became excellent marketing gurus. They were really good at getting people to buy carpet cleaning and buy houses. So they came up with these materials to describe how they got people to do that. And one of the tips that Dean Jackson, the real estate agent, uses all the time, he calls it make the cookies. And he gives 2 examples. Imagine you have a guest at your house, and when they walk in the door, imagine Steve is visiting me. I say, Steve, I have got flour and sugar and butter and chocolate chips. If you're hungry, I would love to make some chocolate chip cookies for you. Steve's probably going to go, oh, that's nice, but you don't really have to. I mean, that sounds like a lot of trouble, right? Versus, what happens if when Steve walks in, I'm pulling a cookie sheet out of the oven and I say, Steve, I made these for you. They're ready to go. Would you like one? What are the chances that he's going to take a cookie versus asking me to make them from scratch? It's much better to have them pre-made. Have something there for someone to commit to. And the way this iterates itself in the nonprofit or even sales or volunteer services world is that, say I have an idea for an organization, and I say, you know, I would love to have an art organization that supports women. If that's all I know, what are the chances you guys are going to join? There's not enough information there. It's an idea, it's an impetus for something, but it could be 100 different things, and until I've really defined what sort of organization it is, you don't know what you're joining, you don't know what you're committing to, and you're probably not interested in helping me build that from scratch. So number 1, make the cookies. Have them ready when they walk in the door. Number 2, get led. If you want someone to join on, whether it's a business or volunteer organization, you need someone with the personality to lead. You need someone who can speak with conviction, speak with energy and enthusiasm, because if you don't have someone spreading your message vibrantly, strongly, contagiously, no one's going to join, even if the cookies are already made, even if it's fully formed. And this is appropriate for Toastmasters because that's what we've just been talking about. It takes that spokesperson. You have to be able to say, Steve, I have cookies, and they're oatmeal and raisin and chocolate chip, and they're all these specific kinds, and here they are, fully described, fully formed. Whereas if you have them, but you don't have any way to tell about it, no one's going to come get a cookie. So get led. If you yourself forming the organization or starting the endeavor are not that personality type, find one. Find one who can do it for you, whether they're a partner or a paid consultant, You need that spokesperson. So the last part, the last most important point to get people to join. We've talked about these building blocks of getting whatever it is you're building together and laying that groundwork. But the last part is really important, which I call tell them why. There are infinite demands on our attention these days. There's any number of things people could join, people could read, people could learn in the educational system, and we make our decisions a lot of different ways. But ultimately, the decisions we make, the paths we choose, are out of self-interest. And my self-interest is very complex. I have a lot of things I would like to achieve for myself. Toastmasters, I was an easy sell for Toastmasters. I wanted to speak. I want to be a professional speaker one day. And so it was easy to sell me on Toastmasters because Toastmasters has exactly what I want. And the way Toastmasters presents itself on the website, through its members, through its marketing strategy, was easy for me to look at and say, yes, there's a match. That's the thing that I'm looking for. But not everyone's so easy. And I'm certainly not an easy sell with other organizations. If a club soccer sports team tried to recruit me, I would be like, no, I'm terrible at kicking balls. Oh. And so that would be much harder to convince me to do. But if you're that soccer team and you really want Sarah Martin, your #1 task is to tell her why. And so you have to phrase it. You have to look at Sarah and say, okay, well, what does she want to do? She likes graphics, graphic design, she likes communications. So what if we said, club soccer team interested in marketing volunteer guru? All right, maybe I'm in. Maybe you're paying, whatever it is, but have the incentives and match them with the needs of your audience. And that obviously is a complex task and probably material for another speech. How do you divine what that person needs? But you have to at least be willing to take that important step of saying, what do they want? And how can I frame my organization, my path, or my thing that I'm trying to accomplish in terms that those people will adopt because they want to out of their own self-interest. So those are the 3 ingredients. Join my cause. Cause, business, whatever it is that you're trying to get accomplished. It's not easy to get people to jump on board. But just remember, make the cookies, get led, and tell them why.